Hi kids, my name's Luca, and today I'm going to be showing you how to fix the flat tire on your bicycle. So you've been riding along, having a great time on your bike, and all of a sudden you've noticed you've lost the air in your tire. Well today, luckily, I'm here to help. I'm going to be showing you how to fix this flat tire on your bicycle. So there's a couple tools you're going to need to fix the flat tire on your bicycle. We're going to go through them now. So the first thing you're going to need to fix your flat tire is a brand new bike tube. Another great way to fix a flat tire is to use a patch kit if you don't have a brand new bike tube. We're also going to be using these tools. So these tools are called tire levers, and they're a great way to help us get the tire off of our bike rim. Now the last tool we're going to need to help get us back on the road riding again is a bike pump. A bike pump is going to put the air back in our tube so we can get riding once again. So the first thing we need to do when fixing our flat tire is release any of the remaining air from our tire. So what we're going to do is right where the valve of the tire is, you're going to notice that somewhere along the rim of the tire there is a valve. Once you've found the valve, you are going to unscrew the screw that is around the valve. So you're going to press down on your valve, releasing any of the remaining air in the tire. So now what should happen is you should be able to squish and feel all around your bike tire, and there should be no more air. It should be completely flat. The reason we're doing this is because the tire is much easier to take off when there is no air in it. So the next step is we need to take our tire off of our bike rim. The way we do that is by using these 3 tire levers that I had showed you before. So these tire levers usually come in packs of 2 or 3, but you don't always need them all. Sometimes you need just one. So the way to take off a tire is you want to start where the valve is. The reason you always take a tire off where the valve is because this area is where there is the most tension. So when you release this first, everything else comes off much easier. So the way to do this is we're going to use our tire levers, and with this side of our tire lever, we are going to put that inside between the rim and our tire. So this is a little tricky and it doesn't always work. You want to get the tire lever in between where the rubber tire is and your bike rim is. And now what you're going to do is you're going to do this really cool feature that these tire levers have, where you're going to bend it backwards so that you're pulling the tire over the rim. And this is the first step to removing our tire. So with this, what you're going to do is you're going to move it along the tire rim and slowly taking off the tire from the tube. Now if you've noticed, these levers also have one end that is a hook. The reason they have a hook is so that you can hold the lever onto your spoke, making it even easier to take off your tire. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pull this and hook it onto the spoke. So now you can see the tire is securely attached to the spoke, and we can use our second lever to take the remaining tire off. So what we're going to do is we're going to wedge this in, and we're going to start to spin all the way around the tire. So you don't have to do this nice and fast. Going slow works perfectly. And you're just going to spin and turn the tire all the way around. If it comes out, wedge it back in and continue. Okay, so now we've gotten to the point where our tire has come off of our rim. So we can clearly see that our tire is no longer on our rim. It is separate from our rim. So what we're going to do is we are going to go back to our valve. We're going to go back to our valve, and like I had said before, we are going to pull our valve out first so the rest of the tire comes off nice and easy. So the way we do this is just by pulling the valve all the way up until it's removed, and then all you're going to do is spin the tire one more time, taking the tube out of the tire. And now that you have your old tube and your tire separate, you can put your tire down. And you can do one of 2 things. What you can do is you can either get rid of your old bike tube and use your new tube, which we had talked about earlier, or you can keep your old tube find out where it's damaged and possibly fix it with a patch kit. So the first step in repairing our bike tube is finding where our tire is damaged or cut. So what we're going to do is we're going to look all around our tire, going all the way around, trying to see if we can see any cuts or damage. The reason we're doing this is because we want to find where the hole in the tire is so that we can clean the area off and patch it so that we can pump air back into it. So now that we've found where the cut is on our tire, we are going to clean the area off and apply our sticky patch. So inside our patch kits come two things. There comes a few sticky patches to use when you damage your tire, and also a little piece of sandpaper. What this sandpaper is for cleaning off the area where your tire is damaged or cut so that we can stick a patch on. Sometimes it's hard for the patch to stick where the cut is sandy or dusty. That's why we need to clean it off. So now that we've found the area where our tire is damaged, we're going to use our sandpaper and we're just going to go up and down the tire a few times. What this is going to do is it's going to clean the area that's damaged a little bit, removing any dust or sand so that our tire patch sticks nice and firmly. We are now going to remove our tire patch and place our tire patch where we have cleaned off the damage on our tube. So once we've stuck that patch on, we want to kind of rub it with our finger, making sure all the parts are stuck. Okay, ready to go. So the next step now, after our tire is patched, is to put our tire back onto our rim and fill it up with air. So your first step into putting your newly patched bike tube back onto your bicycle rim is you need to put in the valve stem first. So just like we took the valve stem off first, it also goes on first. So what you need to do is you need to look all over your rim to find where the valve stem hole is. After you found the hole, you're going to put in the stem, and then we are going to tuck the tube into our rim. So we are just going to work the tube in all the way around the tire. With our fingers, we're just going to be tucking it in, making sure that we can't see it anymore. Sometimes the tube comes back out, but just keep popping it right back in. So once your tube is all into your rim, you're going to look all around your tire and your tube is into your rim. Now what you need to do is you need to close your tire back up because it's still open on one side. So now we need to go back to using our tire lever tools that we use to take our tire off of our rim. Starting at our valve, we are going to, with our fingers, tuck our tire into our rim. So just like before, we're going to use our fingers and we're going to squish our tire onto our rim. So as you continue to tuck in your tire, you're going to notice that it's going to get tough after a certain point, and there's going to be a little bit sticking out that's sometimes tough to tuck in. What we're going to do now is we're going to use our tire levers to help us out. What we're going to do is with the hook of our tire lever, we are going to get that over the rim and we're going to fold it this way, up and over into our rim, and it's going to snap back in. So this makes it a lot easier to tuck in our tire right at the end. We're going to try that again. Sometimes it's a little tough, but wedge it in there and up, and our tire went nice and snug. So now you can see all over the tire that the tube is nicely tucked into the rim. So the last thing we need to do before we put air into our tires is we need to feel all around our tire, making sure that the tube is nicely tucked in. So we want to squish it all the way around, making sure that there are no bumps and it feels right. So right before we pump air into our tire, we're going to make sure that we put the valve screw back onto the valve. We are going to make sure that this is nice and tight. We are now ready to pump air back into our bike tire. So our last step now is to put air back into our bicycle tire. We're going to need our bike pump, and we need to firmly attach our bike pump to our valve. Once that's attached, we're going to slowly pump air into our bike tire. We want to pump it slowly just because we want the tire to inflate evenly, and you're always going to inflate the tire up to the recommended PSI that's written on your bike tire. All tires are different for different bikes and tire sizes, so make sure that you follow the PSI number on your bike tire. So once your bike tire is properly inflated, you're going to remove the excess air in your pump, and you're going to remove your pump from your tire. Now that you've put air back into your bike tire, there's one more thing to do. We're just going to do a quick look, spinning your tire to see if we can see any bumps and make sure that your tire is properly and safely inflated to be riding. Once your tire is good to go, it's ready to be put back onto your bike and you can get riding once again. From everyone here at the City of Mississauga, happy riding.